Hello again everybody and welcome to this portrait of Spock. This drawing's been a long time coming for me, ever since I found a really nice reference photo on Google years ago. And the reason why I never drew it was because I didn't feel that my skill level was sufficient enough to actually pull it off. And obviously in that amount of time I've learnt a lot with pastels and watercolours. So I thought, why not throw some tattoo ink in there, see what happens. And what actually happened is that the tattoo ink didn't actually go to plan, because it's not watercolour paint, and that should have been obvious to me when I actually used it. But you know me, I like to experiment. In the end it was a bit of purple acrylic in my pastels that actually saved the background for me, so I can get stuck into shading Leonard Nimoy's face. It didn't take me long to realise what a massive task it would be to draw Leonard Nimoy, and that's because my actual reference photo was of Leonard Nimoy and not of Spock. So the ears and the hair that you can see right now are actually added in from my imagination. And I knew I could have just gone and got a picture of Spock and drawn straight from that. But I knew that an old face has more power than a young face, and that's what I really wanted to draw. If you hadn't noticed, I chose charcoal to actually shave Leonard Nimoy, and that's mainly because I can get the really deep blacks that you see around the eyes and in his hair, and also because of the amount of skin texture that's actually in this portrait, I knew that charcoal would be one of the better options to actually pull this off. And I also knew if I didn't use something that was jet black up against that coloured background, that the portrait wouldn't have stood out enough to draw your eye. So yeah, charcoal was definitely the best option for the actual vision that I had in my head for this. And the funny thing is that the artwork didn't even turn out the same as the vision that I had in my head, as these things do. The favourite part for me drawing this portrait, wasn't actually the purple nebula background or drawing his eyes or his ears. It's actually what you'll see in a minute, and that's the lips and his chin, because I had to pack in so much detail down there. I think it's a part that really stands out the most in the portrait. After I finished shading his face, I took a step back from the drawing and thought to myself that all that space at the bottom where his shirt is, it needed something there. So I thought, let's bang some clouds in, some planets, even the Enterprise. And it was really cheesy of me to just add the Enterprise in firing some photon torpedoes, but it turned out really well in the end. I'm quite surprised that the Enterprise looks the way it does. Okay guys, that's the needs of the many portrait finished. I'm not covered in too much pastel, which is interesting for me, which means it's probably all over my face. But it's gone through quite a lot of changes since I started it. Originally it was just going to be simple charcoal drawing, if I can show you the reference photo that I used. I actually found it on Google years and years ago and I always wanted to draw it, but I didn't feel like my skill level was good enough to actually pull it off. And then as it's gone along I thought, you know, it's simple enough just doing it from the reference one to try and add, you know, make it look like Spock, add the ears, the hair. And then when I was done with that, I thought there's too much negative space down here. Why not add in the Enterprise in a space battle or something? I'm glad I didn't go too over the top of it. It's kind of like a cloudy nebula with the Enterprise just firing 2 photons, torpedoes. But I also had the idea of adding in the tattoo ink. I think it was blue down here, and then coming right up here, purple, wasn't it? It was like purple tattoo ink, I think. Can't remember now, it's 3 weeks ago. And then I realised you need a lot of manipulation to make it look how I wanted it to. This is why this was done on watercolour paper, which isn't the best for charcoal. It will pretty much go on anything charcoal will, but because I'm so used to using like Bristol board, which also isn't the best paper for charcoal, but you get used to it, I found that I had to change how I was doing things. I learned what I wanted to do here, and then by the time I got to this side it was getting a lot easier. Like, my favourite part is this bit. I think this bit really stands out from the rest of it. And all this down here over the top is just pastel, because I had the blue tattoo ink, black charcoal, and then blue pastel over the top again. Now I just created all the planets here and added some pink and purples in. The Enterprise was the one to actually reference for that. I just looked at a load of pictures and just made it up as I went. Thank you very much for watching and subscribing. If you like my work, please like and subscribe. Live long and prosper.